Hi everyone, and welcome to RepYoCity Soundstage, where we're giving artists the platform to be seen and heard on the #1 streaming network in the world. That's right, I said it, in the world. Road to Fame TV. Now I already know I don't have to tell you guys to download our apps, right? Because you're already locked and loaded and watching, right? RepYoCity TV and Road to Fame TV. I'm your host, Niji Civic, and today we have a full show for you guys. We have an author coming up, Mr. Brother Albert Campbell. Well, I had to make sure I get that right. Can't get these things wrong, you know. And we have a Miami artist in the building, Mr. Johnny Boy.
You already know.
All right, guys. On that note, stay tuned. You already know the juice is coming up next. Hi everyone, welcome to RepYoCity TV, empowered by the #1 streaming network in the world, Road to Fame TV. That's right, we brought this beautiful merger together to bring you, the artist, the author, the entrepreneur, the actor, whatever it is that you do and you need a platform to be seen or heard, right here is where you want to be, on Road to Fame TV. Streaming 24/7 live on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. What a way to get yourself out there to millions of people. Listen, right now, log on to www.roadtofametv to hear about our packages and sign up. I'm sure you want to be here, right? Where you can be seen and heard by millions. You can also download our app, RepYoCity TV or Road to Fame TV. You guys, stay tuned. We can't wait to have you on our soundstage. Road to Fame TV wants you. See you guys soon. All right, Fish, I guess you was getting me ready for this Lips and Tea segment, huh?
You better believe it.
That's how I felt like. I felt like that was the music for my intro to say, give everybody all the juice. All right, so we're going to start this thing off, okay? All right, guys, I guess I got to tone it down, right? We want to pay homage. We want to give our respects to comedian Jerry Lewis, who died at 91, and comedian and civil rights activist, I'm sorry, guys, I'm all tongue-tied, Dick Gregory. He died today at 84, right? I know. Some pioneers, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. Now, you know it's all about lips and tea, telling you guys the dish, the dirt, all the good stuff. Now, I know you guys probably saw Mystical, right, before, and how he was charged before. Guess what? He's facing sexual assault allegations again, guys. And guess what? The bail is $2 million. This is ridiculous. Now, I don't have too much to say on it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and rush through this, not too fast, because I would like to get to my interviews. But Mystical, you guys got to go look that up. $2 million bond? I don't know, Mystical. Trey Songz in the same kind of situation. He has 18 months probation. Okay, so here it is for Trey Songz. 18 months probation, avoiding jail time, pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges for disturbing the peace and aggravated assault by obstructing a police officer. Now, Trey Songz, I don't know what he's thinking, what he's going through. I don't know if this happened at one of his concerts, but Trey Songz is supposed to be the lover boy, not the boy in jail. So this is I don't know, maybe this is a new bad boy image. I don't know. But we definitely will see, because, you know, we have to give you guys the lips and the tea. All right, I want to go really quick into Black China. Now, she has a new doll coming out.
Little China doll. Stripper pole and baby daddy kit sold separately.
Now, I don't know how I feel about the doll. I like that Black China stood up for what she wants to do, and she kind of went after, you know, what she wanted in life. But I don't know about the doll and how many moms will be purchasing this doll and what this doll actually will look like. I'm kind of curious. They did show some of the dolls. Yeah, Black China, I don't know. We'll see. Cardi B, I'm really excited for Cardi B. Cardi B just bought a new Bentley truck.
I got a new car.
And she was driving it for the first time with her dad in New York. It was pretty interesting because she made a statement that she never drove before. She really didn't know how to drive because she was so used to like taking subways or the trains and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting how in Spanish, I guess her father kept yelling at her, kind of distracting her, and she couldn't stay focused. But she was too super excited, so it didn't matter anyway, so she kept driving. Shouts out to you, Cardi B. I love that. All right, now Remy Ma. Remy Ma is coming out with her new clothing store, and it's called Conceited. I'm kind of interested into what she's going to be having. I love clothes. Conceited line, I don't know. That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to say my thoughts on that one too. We're going to wait and see what Miss Remy Ma has to show to the world. I'm not too conceited, so I hope these clothes, you know what I mean, are pretty sexy, pretty, you know, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah? All right, yeah, it might cost a pretty penny. On that note, guys, we're going to end this segment with movies. Now, I like that part that we're bringing in movies into this because it'll tell you what's coming out new. Why? Because myself, I'm an actress. You know, this is what I do. So I love to tell you guys what's coming up. Right now, we have September 8th, True to the Game. You guys got to make sure you go out, support.
Black, successful criminal. If you want to be king, you got to be willing to step to the throne and take that jump.
Columbus Short is in the movie, and model Drea Michelle. All right, guys, that is it for Lips and Teeth. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome to RepYoCity TV, empowered by the #1 streaming network in the world, Road to Fame TV. That's right. We brought this beautiful merger together to bring you, the artist, the author, the entrepreneur, the actor, whatever it is that you do, and you need a platform to be seen or heard, right here is where you want to be, on Road to Fame TV. Streaming 24/7 live on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. What a way to get yourself out there to millions of people. Listen, right now, log on to www.roadtofametv to hear about our packages and sign up. I'm sure you want to be here, right? Where you can be seen and heard by millions. You can also download our app, RepYoCity TV or Road to Fame TV. You guys, stay tuned. We can't wait to have you on our soundstage. Road to Fame TV wants you. See you guys. All right, welcome back, guys. RepYoCity TV soundstage. Are you guys excited out there?
Yo!
Yes. All right, well, on stage with me right now is Brother Albert Campbell. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm blessed. Fish and Grits, he really got this thing going on. I'm excited to get into the interview. Let's do it.
All right, then let's do it. I'm excited you're here, first of all. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. It means a lot. It really does. I know if you came out before and you were supposed to come on, and we finally have you. That's awesome. And we can't wait to go into your books. Now, you're born and raised here in Miami.
Yes, I am.
The books are mainly about you going to prison?
Well, no, the book, it starts off how people that grew up in the Liberty City area, how we are fed the drug business, how we are fed child abuse, how we are fed school delinquency, how we are fed the ills that happens in our community that shapes us and molds us into the person that society wants us to be.
Okay, so you started the book off by how you were raised, meaning what your environment was, what you saw it to be. Now, how did Mr. Luther Campbell come into the picture?
Well, basically, I was into the rap business.
So wait a minute, you were rapping?
Well, the music business.
Okay, so you're in the music business.
Yes.
So in what regards, like how?
Well, I put out the group Home Team in 1992 that did the record Pick It Up.
Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah, I'm the one that produced that group.
Nice.
You know, and eventually I sold the group back to Luke because two of the members of Home Team was the two brothers that was the original members of the Poison Clan.
Okay.
You know, and so I ended up, because of financial situations, I ended
having
up
to turn it.
Yeah, selling the group back to Luther Campbell. The federal government, they were investigating Luther Campbell for a number of years.
Okay.
And the federal government some kind of way thought that I was Luther Campbell's brother.
Okay.
And they didn't have really a star witness to really testify to his alleged drug dealings.
Okay.
And so since I was in the drug world, some other guys was snitching on me. And dropped a bug in their ear that me and Luther Campbell had some record business affiliation.
Oh.
And so the federal government figured, because most of the people that we see that's beginning to get out of prison, the government had turned them.
Okay.
You know, and so the government figured that they would get me to turn on Luther Campbell with the story that was corroborated with people that was already telling on Luther Campbell.
So wait, so you got locked up because you did not?
Well, because I would not go along with a wicked scheme.
Right, well, what they wanted.
Against Luther Campbell.
Oh, wow.
I was sentenced to 35 years in prison, federal prison, along with my brother, Marvin Campbell, sweet, he's in the audience.
Okay.
You know, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison just because he was my brother. And so I served 22 years and 3 months in prison. And my brother served a little over 20 years in prison.
Wow.
All because we wouldn't snitch on Luther Campbell. Now, this is very important.
Yes, because I got a question for that, but go ahead.
Okay. Luther Campbell, because I used to be around him with the group home team, he was aware that the federal government was investigating me when I wasn't aware that they was investigating me. And one time we was in Jacksonville and some Caucasian men gave Luther Campbell some paperwork as he was going on the stage, and I visually seen him tear the paperwork up. Later to find out that the paperwork was to subpoena him to go to the grand jury on me.
Oh.
And which he did do.
Oh, wow.
And so basically my last name and me and my brother's last name sentenced us to over 20-some years in prison because we wouldn't work with the government
You wouldn't
to
conform.
bring Luther. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So now my question to you with that, right? Would you do that again? You know, having served the time, and I'm only asking you this question because, you know, you did a lot of time.
Yes.
Certain things happened to my brother the same way,
Yes.
right? Where he
Yes.
wouldn't say what happened to him, or he wouldn't say who he was involved with, or, you know, certain things, wouldn't
Yes.
snitch.
Yes.
You know, but he ended up doing the time, and he ended up getting in trouble or harmed. Would you, looking back at time now, you know, do you think you would have snitched then, or snitched now, or said something different then?
Well, what we have to understand that a snitch is born. A man, a real stand-up man, he's not made. He's born also. And so I would do the same exact thing that I did. And I want to make this perfectly clear. Prison was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because prior to going to prison, I was a nigger. I was a killer of my community. I was selling poison to my community. I was tearing down my community. I was no good. I was not to be trusted.
Wait, okay, so now before you go, you know, why do you think you were that man? Why do you think you were that man that had to go out there and sell these drugs or sell this poison, or you were that person? Why do you think you had to do that?
Well, our community shapes our reality. And what you see, and what you hear, and what you learn is what you know. So living in the project, seeing drugs, seeing shootings, seeing killings, that's what I was fed and that's what I was raised up on. And I just wanted, in my mind, I wanted to be I wanted to perfect it.
Let me ask you a question. How old were you when you got locked up?
I was 30 years old.
So you were already 30 years old.
Yes.
Now, at that point, you were still in that mindset that I'm gonna sell the poison, you know, and you know, I'm still gonna be out here doing, you know, whatever I want to do in my community.
Yes.
That's pretty old, meaning in age where most times at 30 years old or 30 something years old, you know, we want to say we're mature men at this point. We done been there, done that.
Yes.
You know, but you're at that point at 35. Sometimes you know what they say. Oh, I can't change now.
Yeah.
You can't change me. You know, how did prison do that to you? How did you, you know, you have to tell me the story. You know,
Yeah.
how did your mindset change at such an older age? You know, to say I'm gonna do something different.
Well, as soon as I got to USP Atlanta Penitentiary, I discovered that it was nothing different. It was just a little different from being on the streets. It was more drugs it was so much drugs and killings and stabbings going on in prison.
Oh wow.
Till I almost thought I had to wrap my mind around that I was taken out of a place into another place. And so I was a big drug dealer out there. I wasn't just some little guy out there. I was one of those people whose name was ringing. And so when I got to USP Atlanta, there were people there that was ready to make me a big drug dealer in prison.
You kidding me?
Yeah, it was there, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, pounds. I mean, so much drugs in prison.
So, but okay, wait a minute now. So listen, you're coming off the streets, right? And you're used to this certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now you're coming in and you're already being tempted. Hey, I can make you even bigger. Or look, forget that. You got to serve this time anyways. Why not be big again in here?
Well,
you know what I mean? Why? How come that didn't tempt you?
Well, I am a born leader. And so I'm always looking around and I'm always studying my environment. And I want to say this, you know, after going through a federal trial, man, you can't imagine the type of pain and the type of suggestions that the government was steady coming to my brother and myself every day. I mean, we was eating, but we was losing weight. We was hallucinating. I mean,
wow.
when I was in the courtroom, these people was talking about so much drugs and so much money to really, at some point, I would like have a out-of-body experience. I would step outside of my body and it would look like I was on the jury panel.
Oh, wow.
And how these prosecutors and how these pictures and all this thing going on like a movie. And in my mind, stepping outside of my body, I say, them niggas is guilty. Them niggas need to be locked up. I mean, this thing, I don't know if it's...
And when you're saying them, you're talking about you.
Yeah, I'm talking about me.
I'm
talking about my brother and also a mother of my children. She was facing 10 to life. And my mom was under, my whole family was under siege. You know, so it wasn't and I could kind of understand how a man could be broken going through that process.
Yeah.
You know, but if I had the chance, I would do it all over again.
Wait, you got to save that. We got to come back. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back to that thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. On that note, we'll be right back.
Yo, this is Alki. David, go to the urban genre on filmon.com. Check out this incredible channel, Road to Fame.
Filmon.com.
Watch 500 premium channels for free.
It allows me to watch television everywhere.
For free!
Even when I'm driving 200 miles an hour through the streets of Beverly Hills. I can watch TV in HDI from all over the world.
For free!
I love Filmon.com so much, I bought the company.
Watch local TV plus hundreds of great TV channels for free.
Film on is live.
Watch live TV for free.
All right, guys, and we're back. I know we needed that round of applause because it's not every day that a man gets to just pour his heart out, you know, and kind of, I guess, bear his truths.
Yes.
You know, and so we needed to give that big round of applause for you, man. I can't wait to get into some more though. Now, you did mention that you can now see how a man can be broken. Did you cry? Were there times where you cried? I mean, I know you know it's like not manly to cry, but
I cried for years.
Wow.
Not just at that one point. I'm crying right now because I see something for our youth coming down the line.
Because of what you've been through.
Yes, so I'm crying for years, but I met God in prison.
Is that in your book? Did you write that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which book did you write it in? Because you have Desperation, Revelation.
From Desperation to Revelation.
Okay, so that's where and that's the one we was talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so now since we're into the book really quick,
yes.
there was an incident that happened in the prison. It happened in 1996.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that? The uproar that happened? Why?
Well, so many things happened in prison. So
but the fight that happened, I guess it was a big fight that happened in the prison where things were turned over, or I don't know what was going on.
Well, yes, in USP Atlanta Penitentiary.
Is that normal?
It's normal. To walk around and walk over a dead body is normal. To see people getting stabbed, to see one time they used to have guys that would go out in the visitation room and swallow drugs in a balloon. And one time a guy swallowed the drugs, came back, one of the balloons bust in his stomach. The guys who sent him out to get the drugs cut his stomach open, took the drugs out, and went on about their normal life.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah, it was really, really crazy, and it's just one or two things that's gonna happen to a person once he goes to the prison on that level. He's gonna become a fool, or he's gonna become a god. You know, it's only two. It's two extremes.
All right. Well, tell me about your experience with meeting God then.
Well, once I understood the trouble that selling drugs had got me into, to get me and my brother starting off at a 35-year sentence. And when guys was trying to hook me up with the drug supply in prison, I had to make a decision. And it was something inside of me told me that you're gonna get out of prison one day. But I had a dream when I was around 17 or 18 years old. And the dream told me, said, you know what? Everybody is going to jail around here, but you. Say, you think you're smart, you think you're getting away, but you're going to go to prison. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get a lot of time, but you're not going to do it all. And I don't know if I was thinking...
Wait, that was something you had? That was a dream you had?
That was a dream I had when I was...
At the age of 17?
17 or 18.
And you're like 30-something now and watching this review.
And I seen a prison cell in my 18-year-old, in my dream that I had when I was 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so I had went to prison, federal prison one time. I did 1 year in prison, but when I looked around, I knew that wasn't the dream. And when I had left my cellmate leaving that prison to go home, something told me, I turned around and looked at him and told him, hold my bed, I'll be back. Mm-hmm. And so to fast forward, one day me and my brother, we was in the prison cell in Atlanta Penitentiary. Mm-hmm. And I had shared that dream with my brother when we was young children.
Oh, so he remembered.
Yeah, so I told my brother, I said, bro, look at the walls. Look at the window.
Oh, wow.
Look at the table. Look at where the garbage can is. I said, do you remember that dream that I told you about when we was little children? And he looked around. We dreamed about that prison cell when we was young children.
Oh, wow. Let me ask you a quick question. Because you mentioned, you know, your brother was there with you. Was it at least a little comforting knowing he was there sharing this with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I was my brother leader.
So it was more for you to give him the comfort?
No, I didn't start doing my prison sentence until he got out of prison.
Oh, wow.
So for 20 straight years, I thought about him day and night.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I had always said to myself, if God ever put me back into a leadership position again, I would never lead nobody down the wrong path. And so it really hurt me. And right now I'm really emotional about that right now.
But I know your brother loves you, and he loves what you're standing for right now. You know, it's crazy, but we can't take away the past.
Yes.
You know, and the past molds us to who we are.
Yes.
And it encourages us to do what we're doing right now. So you know what I mean?
Yes.
So those emotions, you know, you gotta ball that up and just let it out right here in this camera. That's why you wrote it out in these books.
Yes.
You know, is that what inspired? Well, first before I get into what inspired you to write the books, right? What is the Obama Saved My Life? What is that about? How did he save your life? Like, Obama?
First and foremost, you are really good because you harness my emotions and put them right where they needs to be.
You know, that's what I do.
Yeah. So, well,
no, I'm joking, but yeah, I'm attentive, you know, and that's why I do what I do. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I really do love meeting new people, hearing their stories, because I got a story.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, you.
Okay, for years and years, I was petitioning the court for justice. For different laws that was coming out, and a lot of people in prison, they was getting relief from different crack laws that was coming out. They had 2 or 3 crack laws that came out. We would see them on the TV, and then they had a couple of other bills that was coming out that was giving a lot of our brothers and our sisters relief.
Yeah.
And every time I petitioned the court, you know, they did not see fit to grant any motion that I put in court. And I thank God that my brother was the recipient of 2 of those crack laws.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's why his date was 2025, but he got out. He did a 20-year sentence.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I championed that cause, and that made me happy. And so what happened?
See?
Yeah. So,
go ahead, now, come on.
So
tell me something.
So my family and I, we started petitioning God.
Okay.
Since the court system didn't see fit that I should be released back out in society, my family and my family members, we went on fasts and we prayed. And we started putting our petition and our supplication to God.
Yeah.
You know, and God used the hand of President Barack Obama to sign my clemency.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, and so I've been out of prison now for 8 months.
That's
you know,
so
you know, it's good. You know, and,
how it feel?
You know, it feels like I just got out.
Yeah.
15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm here working.
Enjoying.
You know, and I owe everything. I owe my being. I owe my energy to God and His mission.
Yeah.
And the mission is to save our youth and to get an understanding of our men.
There you go. See, I was going to go into that.
Yes, we're connected.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you, this is what we do.
Yes.
All right, so now you have 2 organizations. So MSY
yes.
and then MSM.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
Men Saving Youth
yes.
and Men Saving Men.
Yes, yes. So right now, those are my visions. You know, I went a few days ago, I went into the projects and gave out some book bags to some youngsters.
Nice.
I went back into the projects that I did my devilish man and sold my drugs in. I went back into that project with every intention to do good, you know. And the feeling that I had going right back around that project, not as being a devil, as a worker for the devil, but I went back into the same projects that I have destroyed to work for God.
That's it.
And so I passed those book bags out to the children, and a strange thing happened in one of my interactions with one of the youth. You know, I was giving out book bags and I was giving out headphones. And so I called the youth, I said, "You want a pair of headphones?" He said, "How much they cost?" I say, "They're free." He said, "They're free?" I say, "Yeah, they're free." And I almost had to beg people to take free things that I was giving away. And that lets me know that we are not giving back to our community.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
There you go.
That's right. You said not yet. You know, so it's a beautiful thing. So I have this organization called MSY, and it's Men Saving the Youth. And it's to try to catch those youngsters that's 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14 years old before they pick up the sticks.
Yeah.
You know, and for those of us that get in this mission, we have to understand what we're getting into.
Yeah.
You know, because we have to understand, for those of us that have children, you know, the things that we are teaching them, you're not going to see the fruits that it bears instantly.
No.
But it's seed planting.
What is it? What is it saying? Not a saying, you know, but it comes from the Bible. What does it say? Raise up a child in the way that he should go, and when he gets older, he will not stray.
He should not stray.
Right.
Not he will not stray.
Right.
He should not stray.
Right.
And so I say this to our parents: be patient with our children and give them the best teaching that you can give them. But know that what you are teaching them, you are seed planting.
Exactly.
You know, and so once you sow good seed, it will bear good fruit. And it does not mean that they won't experience bad things.
Right.
But if you put the right seed in their head, and you put multiple seeds in their head, when you tell them one thing and they do it, and they run into a brick wall, and then you tell them something else that you done taught them previously, then they run into another brick wall.
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to say, you know what, I need to start listening to my mom because she was right.
See, I got an 18-year-old.
Yes.
So I know.
Yes, yes.
So now at 18, he's like, yeah, Mom, yeah, about that. What'd you say that should do? I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I'm telling you that for how long now?
Yeah.
But I agree. And I think our viewers out here would love to hear that, to just be patient with your kids or be patient. Especially it's the perfect time to be telling them back to school. Right now, tomorrow's the first day of school. So, for them to get this message and just kind of put it in and let it digest a little bit, because even the parents, it's going to take us a little while to get that and gain that patience. All right, so now I don't want to fast forward you, and I hate concluding, I just hate that. But a couple things before, where can we find your book?
Well, the books, they're on Amazon.com.
Okay.
And they're also available at Solomon and Makita Publishing.
Okay.
But what motivates me to continue to do what I'm going to do with the youth is I don't want them to lay in prison for 20-something years. And let me tell you something. In 20-something years, all my aunts that raised me, all my uncles that raised me, all my grandparents, most of my friends, and my daughter passed. So I lost a lot of people when I was in prison, and laying in that bed, not knowing if you're going to get out, not knowing if you're going to get stabbed, not knowing if you're going to have to be put in a situation to take a person's life. It motivates me every time I look into the eyes of our young men because I don't want them to go that way. Now, could I stop them from going that way? I'm going to do everything that God gives me the power to do to inform them. And then let them make their own decisions. And so as parents, I say this to our parents. Give them the best advice that you can give them. And then let them make their own decisions knowing that you did the right thing. Because once you plant the seed, they'll come back and start telling you. You're not going to see that now at your child at 18. But when they get 25 and 30, because I still hear things that my grandfather told me. Because our children think we don't know nothing.
Right. But don't we all? We all children.
And we was like that.
Yeah, we were.
So that's where we are.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me motivated. And fish and grits and RepYoCity. It keeps me motivated. I'm so happy. To be on this couch.
I like it on the big red couch. I love it. Thank you so much. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for sharing your story. We want everyone out there listening or watching us right now to please check out his books, buy his books, purchase it, support him, support his mission, men saving men, men saving youth. Again, thank you for what you're going to be doing in the community, from today on forth, and again, your experiences shaped who you are, and we're loving who you are right now today. That redirection was purposeful. Yes. All right, guys, please give a big round of applause for the brother Albert Campbell. Thank you. All right, guys, we'll be right back. RepYoCity TV, Niji Civic. Stay tuned.
RepYoCity.